I want to now welcome on our show senior advocate, former Rajya Sabha member, a top criminal lawyer in the country, Mr. Mahesh Jethmalani. Mr. Jethmalani, as I welcome you on the show, the one question that needs to be asked, this disturbing incident, sir, raises serious questions about public safety in the state. If journalists there are not safe, who is?
I mean, this is not the first incident, Rhythm. Ever since the post-poll violence, and in fact, even the pre-poll violence of 2021 before the state assembly elections, and then violence, during the Lok Sabha elections, this has been legion. So, I mean, West Bengal now, the ruling party is only too infamous now for taking on political opponents, independent media persons who speak critically about them, and it's basically now a completely fascist, lawless state. And the problem is the police are, hand in glove with the administration of the day, and crime flourishes because of that complicity.
Mr. Jethmalani, you've appeared in the Calcutta High Court several times, not only in cases for Republic TV, but also in cases for other journalists. In your view, as someone who's seen many such cases, do you think this was just a robbery? You've seen the facts. Is this a targeted attack, especially given the fact that Kishle was an anchor with Republic Bangla?
But, whichever way you look at it, it's a very unfortunate incident, right? I mean, as a criminal lawyer, I don't want to jump to hasty conclusions. Given the history of what has been happening in West Bengal, and particularly in Calcutta city, right? One is tempted to make those conclusions that this may not just be an ordinary robbery or mugging, as you put it. There may be far more to it. There may be the assailant may have had an ulterior motive, i.e., it could be a political attack against a journalist who has been taking on the present administration. But I wouldn't like to, without further evidence, I take it an FIR has been filed, and the police should now, put out the description of this assailant, arrest him and in custody, interrogate him to find out what was the motive. Prima facie, I have to say, it appears to be a case of aggravated robbery. But there may be more to it, and that only an investigation can unleash. For me to say this at this stage would be unfair to the administration, right? Although I would probably show my own hostility towards the TMC government. So I'm a little loath to do that. I want to be objective. They have a history and they have a reputation, and antecedents are there on the part of the TMC. But whether this is a TMC sponsored attack, I can't say at this stage, right?
The state had earlier assured in the Calcutta High Court that they are going to be ensuring the police maintains a strict vigil around the Republic Bangla journalists, sir. In light of this attack, can we also say the state can be held accountable for complete failure of law and order to protect?
Well, I don't know the vicinity of this was in Park Street, wasn't it?
Park
This incident took place in a Park Circus in a very sort of crowded area, very populated area, a lot of traffic there all the time. So it's an audacious attack to do this in public, and to inflict the kind of injuries which it's an offense of attempted murder. But in this, you can't prevent spontaneous crimes if this is a spontaneous crime. If it's a motivated crime, then of course the state government is to be taken to task. But if it's a sponsored crime by the ruling party, then of course the government of the day has to be taken to task, and they're complicit. But as I said, that's a little early. Maybe this should not be investigated. I mean, the results of past investigations have shown that the overlap is seamless between the TMC party membership and the police. So they are almost part and parcel of everything the TMC does, including protecting their hoodlums. But while the suspicion is there, and it's a possibility, I wouldn't stick my neck out and say that this is a TMC-sponsored mugging.
I understand that we have to have that proviso, sir, because we don't want to come to any conclusions immediately. But the victim is a working journalist, and the Supreme Court has repeatedly stressed, especially in cases of Republic TV's itself, you've heard these words, the chilling effect it has on the freedom. In fact, you were in the Palghar case when the Bombay High Court also made these observations. Such cases will come under the domain of having an intimidating the media and larger patterns of intimidation and also threat to press freedom.
Well, I mean, the idea is to have a killing effect. And I'm not going by this incident, but other instances where journalists have been victimized. The idea is certainly, the intention is to have a chilling effect on their freedom of speech. But, I don't think that the media, by and large, has at all been intimidated by the fascist activities of the TMC cadres, and especially Republic has been undaunted from what I can see, given by the number of cases you keep giving me in West Bengal. So you're completely undaunted, and their constant police harassment hasn't affected the exercise of freedom of speech and journalism on your part.
Yes, and also, sir, you said that whatever this case, how should the police be proceeding here? It's been 12 hours, the assailants have not been found. This could be a robbery, but there was slashing. There were two people who were waiting for them at this juncture where he was stopped, and Kishle had, stopped his bike. There were two people there waiting for this other assailant who got off. What are the kind of sections that they can be seeing?
Well, I mean, those facts are, obviously the question raised is why a journalist who's been hostile, right, or whose channel is not exactly on friendly terms with the TMC government and is often critical of it. So yes, that raises that suspicion, and that person should have been the person singled out in a very crowded area out of all the other people, adds fuel to that suspicion again. Yes. So all that is there, but we should. I don't know whether the West Bengal police should be. But look, I'm told. Let's again be fair to the government, because once you take extravagant, one-sided views, right? One's own bias then comes to the fore. So let's see. I'm told what has happened in this case is that the Advocate General, Mr. Datta, has given some kind of statement, right, to the court.
Yes.
That there will be round-the-clock protection for Republic Bharat and Republic Bangla people, right?
Yes.
So let's see what happens, whether there are further incidents against, and of course, let the investigation by the state government take some time, right? Till give it some long rope to find the assailant of Mr. Mukherjee, the victim. And let us see what they come up with in the next week. I mean, they should be putting out photos of this of the assailant, or not photos. I mean, artist sketch as based on the description of Mukherjee, the victim, right? And publishing it worldwide, publishing it all over Calcutta, right, and beyond. That anybody who can find a man of this description, kindly inform the police. That should be the first step done. So we locate the assailant, interrogate him in custody, and get the truth.
Mr. Jethmalani, Union Minister, Bengal BJP Chief Sukanta Majumdar, he's also condemned the attack on Republic Bangla anchor Kishle. He's also said Kishle Mukherjee is a journalist associated with Bangla Republic. It's a distinguished news channel in Bengal, was subjected to a brutal assault late last night. He's also said, should we expect similar directive for men given this government's utter inability to improve law and order? The police commissioner, instead of tackling this crisis, is busy elsewhere, prioritizing political rallies over public safety. It's not just an attack on a journalist, it's also an assault on free speech, a threat to every citizen's safety.
Yeah, I mean, again, without politicizing it, there is no doubt that the police have to act swiftly, right? And that statement is fully justified by the BJP spokesperson or leader, and is fully justified that this is becoming a pattern of activity in West Bengal, and law and order is at a big discount in the state. So yes, something should be done. And if it's not done, if there are no results found pretty soon, then I suggest that the matter is being taken out by an external agency and investigated.
All right, Mr. Jethmalani, they're giving us what possibly can be the best action legally, but also telling us that if this is not just a law and order issue, then action seriously needs to be taken against the TMC government in West Bengal. Thank you, sir, for giving us that understanding of not only the law, but also where the buck lies if and when the assailants are found. Thank you for being with us on Republic TV.
Thank you for having me with them. Thank you.